Our intensity, every game we're coming out because we never know which games are last, so we're coming out with a fire to start of the game and hoping that we can have a good outcome.
35 points last week against a good New Haven squad. What is it about this offense that has you guys playing as well as you are?
The misdirection, you on the defensive side, you never really know where the ball's going, so it really causes trouble on the defense.
When you take a look at this Leo team last year, you guys only lost 2 games. It was to East Noble in the regular season and then a 7-point loss to East Noble in the playoffs. How hungry does that make you to take this team down, I guess, the next time around you get a shot at them?
This game's personal for us. The first game, 35-7, that hurt. Second game, 14-7. So this game matters the most right now, and we're willing to do anything for this win.
What did you learn about this team based off those 2 losses? What do you take away from that you can apply this time around to have a better performance?
That we know we have the ability to win, and all we have to do is just come out with the fire, intensity, and that willingness to win, and I think we'll get it done.
Huge game in the Northeast State Conference. A lot of years this is the game that essentially decides the Northeast State title. So knowing that might be the case again this year, how do you guys approach it with the magnitude of a game like this here in Week 5?
You see, every week we're just trying to win, and Coach Sauder preaches every day we get 1% better, and that's what we strive out here to do, and we're just trying to win a conference championship out here.
All right, my man. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, we're cool.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Start this season. What do you learn and what do you take away from the first 4 weeks of football that you can apply this time around when the stakes get ratcheted up just a little bit more?
That there's just going to be a lot of competition, and we got to be ready for that. I think we do a really good job of preparing every week for every team that we play, so I think we just got to keep doing that as the stakes get higher.
You guys corralled a pretty good New Haven offense last week, held them to 8 points. What do you take away from that experience, and what is this defense from Leo doing well that's allowed you to kind of have that success on the defensive side of the football?
I think it just gives our defense confidence that we can hold a New Haven team that's pretty good offensively to 8 points. And a couple takeaways is just like coverage. We're doing really well in coverage. Our secondary is doing really, really well. So it gives our defense confidence.
What is coach and what are the coaches preaching this week during practice specifically to get you ready for East Noble? Their biggest concerns against what they do offensively, because historically a pretty prolific offense for East Noble.
Our coaches are, they're really preaching just, wrapping up, finishing tackles, and just being ready for those big plays, because, they throw the ball quite a bit at East Noble. So just being ready for those big plays. They have a few good players on their team, but just being ready and being prepared.
Last year they got you only lost 2 games as a team, but they got you in the regular season and then in a really close one in the playoffs. What do you carry over from those games? What did you learn about East Noble, and what do you take from those games that you can apply this time around?
The first time we went to East Noble, it wasn't really the outcome we wanted. And then the second time, I think we went in with the mindset that we were going to do what we had to do and that we were going to compete the whole game. So I think we're going into this game with the same mentality that we went in the second time, is we're going to do what we have to do. It may not be pretty, but we're going to compete the whole time.
Final question for me. It's only Week 5, but this is a championship-type game. This is a game that, the Northeast 8 championship can come down to a game like this. So what's the mentality of this team, knowing that the magnitude of the game, and also kind of one of the goals out there for you guys, I imagine, is to win a conference title, and this is a game you need to win to do that?
Our mentality going into the games is a championship every week. We're playing for a championship every week. And, we want to be one of the Leo teams that comes out with an NE8 championship. We want to be the first team from Leo to win an NE8 championship without sharing it with anybody else. So our mentality is just playing for a championship every week.
Good deal. Anything else you'd like to add, my man?
No.
Well, first of all, I like how we've improved every week. I think we've gotten better, and so that's always a good thing to see, really, in all 3 phases of the game. The story early for us this year has been the play of the defense and the special teams. They've been outstanding. Kids have done a great job with understanding their assignment and their techniques, and then executing them on Friday night. So those have been two really strong points, and with East Noble coming in here, a very good football team, we're going to have to continue to play great defense and special teams as well.
And that's my next question. Is defensively, you guys held a pretty good New Haven team to just 8 points last week. What do you use from that experience, and how is East Noble a little bit different? What do you do to tweak kind of what you're doing to face an East Noble team that really likes to throw the football, but can also run it with Marcellus at running back and a number of key guys?
Yeah, it always makes it tough when you have a team that has some threats in the receiver position and running the ball. But New Haven was like that too. So, I think it's kind of nice for us to go from New Haven to East Noble in that way, that their styles are similar in terms of their run pass and their offensive system. So, it's just kind of continuing on, trying to get better at what we do. Making sure we're solid in our assignments, and just fundamentals are important. Making sure we tackle well, get 11 hats with the ball on every play. Those things are really important.
I remember talking to you about this in the preseason, but 2 losses last year. They were both to East Noble. The second one was obviously a lot closer. What do you take away from that experience? What do you learn from that experience as a team that you can use this time around facing them for the third time in the last 2 years?
Well, I think I really think it's a lot different. They're a different team. We're a different team, and so I think what you learn from last year is that you get better throughout a season. But I really don't think there's a whole lot of value in saying that we got a whole lot from last year and can apply it to this year. It's just a different situation, a different season, different players, and so it's something new that we just have to prepare for and be ready for and get our kids ready to play.
What are the big points that you're stressing in practice this week? What are the big concerns, and then what are you stressing to make sure that those concerns are taken care of?
Yeah, the big thing for us is just sound football. It's a game like this is going to come down to are you making your assignments, and then the turnover game and penalties. Making sure we're playing good sound football and not making mistakes that beat us. And so. I think ball security is huge, and turnovers, whether we can hopefully force some turnovers and then make sure we protect the football. You can't give an opponent like this extra possessions, and we got to try to force some from them too. And so those types of things are big in a game like this. And then this is always a physical game. East Noble's always a physical football team. We like to pride ourselves in being physical too. And so this game will be determined quite a bit up front as well. And so we're going to stress to our big guys, to win this game in the trenches.
A final question from me. I know it's only week 5, but this is a game that has a major impact on the Northeast State title, which I know, winning a conference title is always one of the goals. So how does this team and how do these guys handle, the magnitude of this game being in the spotlight and having kind of that magnifying glass, if you will, on them?
Yeah, well, they like it. They enjoy it. We know our conference is a competitive one, and so like you said, this is an early, important game, but there's a lot of games down the line too that we have to be ready for, and so they'll be ready to play, and East Noble will be ready to play too. Just I think because of the history of the two programs, and it has seemed to be a big game in the past several years in terms of conference implications. So our kids will know that, but there are other games to play. We got to focus on this one and make sure we're just playing our best football. And that's really our focus, is can we play better than we did last week, and how focused can we be for East Noble.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add, Coach?
Nope, that's it.
All right, good deal.